welcome back to Happy Apple Core Homestead. Today is Rhubarb Wine Part 6. You guys, after nearly a year, we are finally ready to bottle this wine. Everything in front of me has been sanitized. Anything that touches the wine needs to be sanitized. I use Easy Clean, but you can use whatever you want. I've got some bottles here. We've got some number 9 corks. I use a floor corker, which I'll be showing you shortly. If you just have a hand corker, you're going to need a number 8 cork. So keep that in mind. Number 9s are for the floor corker, number 8 if you're using the hand crank. I have a few other things here, but mainly all we're going to need today is this bucket and the auto siphon and the tubing that goes with it. I also have this little bottle wand which attaches to the auto siphon, and I'll show you how to use it. You do not have to transfer your wine from the carboy into a bucket before you put it in bottles. I like to do that though, so I can make sure that I leave all of the sediment. There's not a ton of sediment on the bottom because this has been clearing for a very long time. If you haven't checked out all the other videos, I'll link one up here so you can find your way to them. First thing we're gonna do is go ahead and remove the airlock. We'll get that set aside. We'll get our auto siphon and the tubing. Plastic end goes right in like so. Just like that. And the flexible tube goes into the bucket. While we get started, I'm just going to set it up here, but it will need to go back down on the floor. And the hard plastic end goes right into your carboy. Careful not to spill. Give it a couple pumps, and it will start flowing on its own. Okay, and I'm going to put this down on the floor so gravity can do its job. And I'm going to hold on to it, and I'm going to be careful not to suck up any of the sediment that's on the bottom. There's not a ton down there, but enough that I don't want it in there. Just hold it close like this, and once this is emptied down, we'll get started with the bottling process. That looks good. And the auto siphon goes right into the bucket. All right, you're going to need your bottle wand. And get in your bucket and grab the flexible end of your tube. And it goes right in like that. Can use a little bit of muscle. If you need to, you can heat it up, but I find that I don't normally need to do that. Okay. Now you'll pull your auto siphon up, put your wand into the bottle, and press down on the auto siphon, and it will start to fill up automatically on its own. And hopefully you can see in the camera, I know the bottles are super dark, but it's filling up rapidly. And the bottle wand is amazing because once it gets the wine gets all the way to the top, you release your bottle wand and it will be the perfect amount of headspace for your cork. Then you don't have to guess how much wine to put in your bottle when you use this method. Have a secondary bottle ready. Okay, almost to the top. And release, and right into the second bottle it goes. It will drip a little bit, but it won't do a rapid release unless you press down on it, so it's okay to walk away from this for a minute if you wanted to cork your first bottle. And I think we'll go ahead and do that now. Here is my beautiful floor corker. Here's my cork. I'm just going to set it right into the hole. You'll put your wine bottle in and seat it right in the center. Okay, and mine is not bolted to the ground, so I usually stand on it just to make sure it doesn't wobble too much. Then press down. And there you go. Now you have a perfectly corked bottle of wine. I'll get the rest of these done and then we'll move on to the next step. We got 14 full bottles and then about 3/4 full of another bottle, so we can try the wine a little bit later. But first, what we want to make sure to do is get all the little possible drips of wine off of the outside of the bottles. Then we're going to set those aside to dry. When these are all clean and dry, I'll be back with you for the next step. The bottles are all nice and dry. I have some labels here. They're very simple. I made them on Avery.com. You can buy these labels online. You can print them, design them yourself, or you can design them and have them print them for you. I like the very simple just because my time is at a premium and I don't feel like the wine bottles need anything fancy. I do have some tips on how to properly apply your labels. Each bottle has a seam that goes down both sides, and you'll want to align your label right on that seam. Try to get it in the middle. Of course, some of you may want to get out your laser level, but I am not going to do that today, but I will show you how I apply my labels. Okay, so I'm going to find my seam here. And I'm going to shine the light just so I can see the seam. Then I will apply my front label here. Then I also have my back labels that have the government warning as well as the alcohol content. If you're curious, the alcohol content on this rhubarb wine is 9.3%. And then I'm just going to, right here at the bottom, in line with the front label, just pop that right on. So it tells everybody who produced it, who bottled it, how to contact me, and the government warning as well as the alcohol content. We have all of our bottles labeled, and I like to put on these little shrink wrap tops. Put them on like that, and I prefer to use a heat gun. It's much faster that way, but if you don't have a heat gun, you can heat up your tea kettle, and as the steam comes out, it will shrink wrap this down. A hairdryer might work too, although I haven't tried that method. I'm going to turn the sound down and turn this guy on and show you what that looks like. And here we have a very beautiful, nicely finished bottle of wine. We've got some good labels, got a beautiful top. I'm going to finish the rest of these and then I will give you some tips and tricks at the end. We have finally come to the end of how to make rhubarb wine. I want to thank you all for sticking with me for the 11.5 months it took to make this wine. My last tip for you is make sure once your bottles are corked and beautified that you leave them upright for a week before you put them in your wine rack sideways. That's pretty much it, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this series and feel free to check out my other ones. Let me know what you think down in the comments and I will be seeing you all very soon. Bye!